Hello, hi Facebook. How is everybody? I'll just wait for a few of you to get the notification that I'm live because I haven't told anybody that I was coming live. I just thought I would pop on and say hi to you today. See if I can find you. Hi, Catherine. Hello. How are you? Okay, so let's just double check I'm in the right place on the Facebook page. Yes, good stuff. Lovely. Hi, so as you are popping on, if you're watching live, just say hello. Hi, Katie. Hello. And if you are watching the replay, just say hashtag replay and please feel free to comment as we're going along. Whether you're live or not. Oh, brilliant, lovely. Yes, whether you're live or not, please feel free to pop any comments and I will respond to them as I see them. So how are you all? Hope you're all having a good day so far and your week is going well. I've just been live on Instagram, so I might have seen some of you over there, and I'm not tech savvy enough to know how to share from there to over here. Hi Catherine, you've just seen me on Instagram. So you get a double whammy. Yeah, if anybody knows how to stream on Instagram and Facebook at the same time, please do let me know because that would be really great. So, for those of you who I haven't met before, hello, I am Jenny. I am the founder of Hands on Harmony Yoga Health. I am, oh, thank you. Thank you very much, yes. Got this a couple of months ago. It's just nice and easy breezy. It keeps me warm, but I like all the pattern on it as well. Thanks, Katie. Yes, so I'm the founder of Hands on Harmony Yoga Health. I am a yoga teacher, an Ayurvedic practitioner, meditation teacher, nutritionist, and I like to bring everything together to help you to find your whole health. So today I'm going to chat to you a little bit about how you can maintain your health. And when I say health, I don't just mean your physical health, I mean your emotional health, your mental health, and your spiritual health as well. And it's really easy sometimes to neglect other areas of your health, sometimes to neglect them all. But I'm going to give you some quick tips today on how you can balance them all, because sometimes when I ask people, oh, how do you feel? Do you feel healthy? Do you feel happy? Could be better. Okay, how's your emotional health? How's your mental health? How's your spiritual health? And sometimes people can feel a bit overwhelmed and think, oh my goodness, how on earth am I supposed to balance like 4 different types of health? I only thought there was one. But actually there is a secret to it and a key to it. And it is not as difficult as we think. We just need to know how. So a little bit about Ayurveda. For those of you who don't know what Ayurveda is, has anybody never heard of it before? Those of you who are live or even on the replay, if you've never heard of Ayurveda before, just let me know. Ayurveda is an ancient Vedic science. It's about 5,000 years old, so it's been around a long time. It's been working a long time. And it's a way of using, hi Dave, oh nice to see you, long time no see. And it's a way of bringing the elements that exist around us, the macrocosm, we call it in Ayurveda, and looking at the microcosm, what exists within you, and how the two relate together, and how we can learn so much from nature. Let me just turn off my diffuser. There we go, that's a bit better. Bit smoke all around me like stars in their eyes. And it's a way of looking at nature, looking at the elements that we're provided with, how that relates to us and how that exists with us and how we can learn from that, and then how we can adapt the food that we eat, the way that we cook, the way we live our lives, the times of day that we do certain things as well. That's really important. The way we move our bodies. So obviously I'm a big advocate for yoga, but also Ayurveda and yoga are sister sciences. They're two branches of the same tree. And the way that I teach yoga is that there is a way of adapting your yoga practice to suit you. Rather than it being a one size fits all, it's a way of looking at what is your constitution, what is your unique personality, your unique body, and how can you adapt things to make it work for you. Hi Gareth, how are you? Oh, nice to see you. Because let's face it, we've probably all been to different things where plans or groups or exercise classes or things like that, where there's just something blanket that is taught to everybody, and it works for some people, but it might not have worked for you. And there's a reason for that, because obviously we're not all the same. Now, in Ayurveda, we look at the 5 elements. So air, ether, water, earth, and fire. Now, they all exist within us as well. And to usually find a couple of elements together at the same group together. And when we group the elements together, that's where we find the doshas. So in Ayurveda, we have Kapha, which is, oh, good. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, Gareth. Yeah, so nice to see you. So Kapha is earth and water, because usually where you find water, there is earth. You very rare, unless it's something man-made, the two are together, aren't they? So that is Kapha energy. And then you have air and ether. Air cannot exist without space, without the ether. So those two are your Vata energy. And then you have Pitta energy, which is the fire and water. And when we look at the body, I'm going to tell you in a minute more about these doshas. But when we look at the body, you usually find those two together. Okay, so every single person has those 3 doshas within them, but we all have different amounts of them. And you have a constitution that you're born with. So the moment that you are created, that magical moment that you were created, your dosha, your unique prakruti that you were born with was created. Your original creation. That's what you were born with, and that doesn't change. So that determines your eye colour, your natural body weight, your height, your natural hair colour, your skin colour, your skin type, all those things that cannot be changed. That was what was created. Now, as we go through life, different things happen to us, and that can change the way we are. So whether your age, that's a big one, where you're at in your life right now will affect your doshic balance and the different elements that exist within you. Also, whether you've been going through a lot of stress, a lot of change, which, let's face it, we've all been going through a lot of change recently. That is your Vata energy, that is movement, that is air and ether. Where you're at in your cycle in the month, whether you are still having cycles or not, whether you are going through menopause or whether you don't have regular periods, you will still have a cycle every single month. And that changes the way that your doshic balance is. So and your doshic balance will change depending on what time of day it is, depending on what exercise you've done, different things like that. So, and that is something that is known as after creation. That is something that changes all the time. So you have those two that work all the time. Now, when we come to looking at the 4 pillars of health, so your physical health, your emotional health, your mental health, and your spiritual health, in order to really balance all of them, we need to know where we're at. So something that I do every single day, at different times of the day, I will ask myself, how am I feeling? Am I a bit out of balance with the Vata, or with Pitta, with Kapha? So for example, this morning I was feeling a little bit anxious. I'd had some funny dreams. So I just had this anxiety in my stomach and I couldn't get rid of it. And I was feeling all flustered and all fluttery. So that is Vata energy. That is movement. That is air. And when we look at that in the body, Vata is incredibly important because it creates movement. It is that energy that creates thoughts, that creates circulation, that is that energy for ladies that helps you to birth a baby. That movement is in the body, and that is your Vata energy. Now your Pitta energy is transformation. So the moment that you eat something or drink something, for example, I used this example before on Instagram. I have a drink here. Now at the current moment, this is what is in this cup is not part of me. As soon as I drink it, and that goes into my stomach, where the stomach acid is, which is fire and water, that's your Pitta energy, that transforms, that becomes part of me. When we're underneath the sun, we have Pitta in the skin, which creates that transformation, which takes all the nutrients from the sun, absorbs it through the skin into the body. So that's your Pitta energy. Pitta is also fieriness. So those people who are a bit short-tempered or maybe explode at something or very passionate about things, though, that is your Pitta energy. Now we have Kapha in the body as well. That is your stability, that is your bones, that is your structure, your foundation. And different things in life can lead to brittle bones and feelings of weakness in the body. And that is an imbalance of Kapha energy, and Kapha in the body. Now, emotionally and mentally, Kapha is that feeling of stability. So those of you who are aware of the chakras, you'll find a lot of Kapha in the root chakra, but a good balanced root chakra is your Kapha energy. People who are rich in Kapha are those people who are so grounded, so relaxed. Nothing seems to rattle them. They're incredibly patient. If you've got a problem, find your Kapha friends, because they will listen and listen until the cows come home. They are fabulous listeners. Vata people tend to be a little bit more scatty, but they are creative ones. If you want an idea or you want someone to design something for you, go to a Vata person. I work with a beautiful Vata lady and she's so incredibly talented creatively. She's wonderful. And then we have the Pitta people. They're our teachers. They're the people who make change happen. They're usually politicians. You know, that kind of real passionate, fiery action energy. That's your Pitta energy. So depending on where you're at in your day will depend on your dosha. Now, you might have already kind of identified yourself with those brief little explanations about the different doshas. But normally most of us have got a mixture of two of the doshas. Some people are tridoshic, so they're a great balance of all three. Some people are very clearly just one, but most of us are a mixture of two. And that, like I said before, you have your original creation, and then which is what you are all the time. And then different things happen every day throughout your life, which can affect other balances in your body. Now, if you do have an imbalance physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or all four, there are different ways that you can work to bring balance into your body. And in Ayurveda, balance is key. It's constantly finding that equilibrium, constantly trying to bring the scales back into balance, which is a constant process. And if you're looking for something that you can just wave a magic wand, do once, and then you're sorted, nah, that's not life. Everything is a constant process, but everything works better in moderation. So, for example, today when I was saying that I was feeling a little bit out of balance and a bit anxious, I'd had these funny dreams. So when I came to make my breakfast this morning, I got my 3 spice jars that I have that have got pre-made spices in them. One to balance Vata energy, so those times where maybe I feel a little bit anxious or there's a lot of change. So I've been using that, you know, when we first went into lockdown and everything changed, I was using that jar a lot. So whenever we've got too much going on in our bodies, too much going on in our minds, we're too up here, those spices are great, and I will share them. I will share the different jars that I use, that I make up. Then there's pitta, which are for those times when maybe my skin is a little bit aggravated. Sometimes I come out in hives if I'm frustrated or something's aggravated me. I'll usually, you know, get like red hives and my skin gets really fiery to tell me to calm down. So in those moments, the pitta spices are great, and that I've used. So, you know, cooling, calming things. And then also in those moments when maybe we need a bit of a rocket up the backside to get moving, we're too sedentary, we're stuck in a rut, we feel sluggish and we can't get going, that is too much kapha energy, and that's when we need something a bit more fiery, to put a bit of fire in the belly, to make you feel a zest for life again, to make you just feel passionate about life. And that's where the kapha balancing herbs are great. So you can use those. You can use food. So different foods are great for different doshas. So, and also for different things in your body. So for example, courgette. I get my fruit and veg from a local lady, Vicky from Freedom Organics. If you're looking for great organic fruits and vegetables, go there. Super duper. Every week we get beautiful fruit and veg from there. And I got some courgettes this week. So I've been cooking with those and cooking with the Ayurvedic herbs, and cooked courgette is brilliant for anyone who has got an upset tummy. So if your digestion is not very good, if you've had a bit of an upset tummy, or maybe there's quite a bit of, sometimes anxiety can rest in the tummy and we can feel like a churning and a sickness. Cooked courgette is such a beautiful thing to do to calm the stomach and create a beautiful base for good digestion. Because good digestion in Ayurveda we call Agni, and that is the part of optimum health. Whatever you put in your body with food-wise goes into the stomach, and if you've looked after your stomach health, then that will absorb those nutrients effectively, which will help to get rid of toxins from the body, but it will also help to increase your vitality so you feel your best self. But we need to look after the stomach first. So if you're thinking, oh God, yeah, I've had a bit of a dicky tummy recently, or my stomach has not been too great, yeah, eating cooked courgette is really, really soothing for the stomach. But other vegetables, you know, and different tastes, I won't go on for too long. I could talk about this all day. In fact, I am talking about this all day on the 16th of August. So anyone who really wants to delve deep into Ayurveda and your doshic balance, please do join me live online on the 16th of August. There's more details in the events on this page. But you can balance your doshic balance with food, with different types of food and their different balances, doshic balances, to help with you. Spices, movement. So of course, being a yoga teacher, I'm a huge advocate of yoga, but not just any kind of yoga. Yoga that works for your constitutional balance. And whenever I'm teaching, I always say, you know, this is great for this kind of dosha, or if you're this kind of dosha, then maybe be a bit careful with this one, or you know, maybe this, you know, raise your arms a bit higher for this posture. If you're this bat dosha, keep your arms a bit lower if you're this dosha. So it's knowing how you feel in every given moment, always checking in with yourself as well, and being aware that you change constantly, and that's just normal, that's just life. That's you responding to the universe, responding to the world around you, responding to life and the changes of life. But being aware of that, and also treating your physical health, your emotional health, your mental health, and your spiritual health with that nurturing respect that Ayurveda can really give you. And moving your body in different ways is great for different types of doshas. So for example, a Kapha person, maybe if you're feeling a bit lethargic, feeling a bit sluggish, you struggle to get out of bed in the morning, or you struggle to concentrate, or you need a bit of get up and go, then a type of yoga or a movement in yoga that is going to ignite that fire in your belly, make you feel, yes, I'm going to own the day, that's what you would want. Whereas someone who is maybe a Vata person, who has been feeling a bit anxious, who's been worried about different things, you'd want something that makes you feel more grounded, more restorative, more nurtured. So it's understanding where you're at and how you can use your food, your herbs, your movement. Essential oils as well are brilliant. Each of those are pure plant magic, as long as you're getting the real deal. And they can be used to balance your health. And when I say health, I mean all 4 pillars of your health. And you usually find that if you are lacking in one area of your health, that is going to ripple with the others. So I hear it all the time with people who say, oh, I'm really healthy, I eat really well, I do lots of exercise, but I feel like there's something missing. Okay, well, have you been looking at your emotional health? Have you been checking in with how you feel emotionally? What about your mental health? Have you been nurturing your mind? Have you been checking in with what's going on in your mind and the thoughts that you're having? And what about your spiritual health? Do you feel that you're on the right path spiritually? Are you living your dharma? Are you living the life you're supposed to be living? And the amount of times people have, I've never even thought about that. Well, that is what's missing. So in order to really feel that we are stepping into the whole version of ourselves, we're living that real holistic life and health, is to check in with all 4 areas of your health, but have an awareness of your body, your mind, your emotions, your spirit every single day, and how that changes. And give yourself permission to change, give yourself permission to move through, and be gentle and respectful of yourself and your body. And sometimes we can really fight against change, you know, especially as we get older. We can like, oh God, another wrinkle, or oh, another grey hair. And you know, aging is a gift, and it is getting older is a privilege that some people never get. So give yourself a bit of a break and grow as you are growing and as you are changing, and bring in the different things that you need to make you feel more balanced, more whole, and just love who you are and what you see and the life that you lead. And you can do that so super easily just by looking at the food you eat, the herbs that you use, the way you move your body, your meditation practice. And I know if you don't do any of those things, it might sound really overwhelming. But once you start to do that, you'll just notice a ripple effect. And before you know it, you'll be doing it all and feel great. So if anybody has got any questions about anything or comments about anything, just let me know. Let me know how you go on. If you want any more details about the Ayurveda Day on the 16th of August, have a look in the events. And if you've got any questions about anything at all, just ask. And if you want any cookbooks, this is the one that I use the most. This is the book that I love and adore. Written by Dr. Vasant Lad. He doesn't look like that anymore. It's quite a while ago, but he's the chap that I've done most of my training with. Brilliant book for helping you to look at food as medicine and your spices and your herbs to create that sense of balance in you. Okay, so I hope you found that helpful today. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.